Hey, it's Elisa, the Half Asian Tarot Queen, and welcome. I'm doing a giveaway, so if you didn't get the memo, there's a video on it about it on the main page of the channel. But I'm giving away one free reading a week to a subscriber. So I've got all the names in this hat right now, and I'm going to pull one. I should note that if you're a subscriber and your privacy settings don't allow me to know that you're a subscriber, like I'm not aware of you, so I can't draw your name out of the hat. So anyways, this is the winner for the first week. Han Nitra. Okay, I think I know who that is. You got the first reading, so yeah, we'll be in touch. And if you didn't win this week, your name's going to stay in the hat, and there's going to be another one next week. So every week in March, free reading. Okay, so I'm pulling out my mystical shaman, and we're doing a reading, and I think, so the full moon in Virgo is happening, and just my own experience right now is that people are on like high alert, like emotions are running high, and people are freaking out. So it's just, it seems like a big pivot point for a lot of people right now, and I will just say that in the full moon in Virgo reading, which I just did, there seemed to be like a really dramatic climax happening in the realm of some kind of romantic situation that seemed to be coming up. So I think today, and I mentioned that I was going to do this at the end of that reading, I'm going to do a reading for the Divine Feminine storyline, because that's one that's been like coming up a lot. So we're going to go there today. Okay, so I pulled 3 cards. So we got the Rattle, Lightning, and this card has been coming up a bunch in the last month. Very ominous. I'm going to try to link the readings where lightnings come up, because it's definitely a theme. And then we have the Corn. So this is really, I mean, it definitely goes along with some big climax happening. So the Rattle, this is a card, and it's sort of like, you know, in shamanic tradition, like you use the rattle to call in, you know, the spirits and your ancestors, and it's like you're invoking, you know, that guidance, but it's also just like, it's not like you're letting your desires be known to the universe, but also kind of like humbling yourself at the same time, because it's just like, you know, at the end of the day, you're co-creating with the universe, and like having reverence for that, you know, whatever is going to happen is going to be for the highest good for all, and not just, you know, your own personal agenda. And so this is really interesting, because I think there's been a lot of this message has been coming through a lot about just being in alignment, because there's been also a lot of readings with the card for the arrow, which is like you're in alignment with the universe. So, you know, when you pull your bow and shoot towards your trigger, like if you're in alignment, it's going to hit its mark, you know. And so this is just sort of like trusting that when you co-create with the universe and have reverence for its power, that things are going to work out for the best, you know. It's like you're letting your desire be known, but you're kind of letting it go, and just trusting that things are going to work out for the best. And then we have lightning. So this is like a jolt of awareness. Like you're getting hit by a bolt of lightning, you know. So like something is coming into your awareness, which is causing you in some sort of sudden shift to change your perspective. And then when you do that, the next card we have is the Corn, which this is a card of like harvest and like coming into abundance, or, you know, so it's just sort of like you set out and like co-created with the universe, you know, and so like the universe is like bestowing you with this awareness, and like it's like this light bulb moment, you know, where you're like, oh, you know, and things suddenly shift. And like now that you have this new awareness, you're able to like harvest, you know, the lesson or your abundance or whatever's coming to you. So this is actually, you know, a pretty good omen. So I'm going to go to Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot and pull some overall energies. We have the King of Wands on the bottom, and that's interesting because this is sort of like a manifester, you know, and someone who's like in their power, but like more than that, they can like channel their emotions to like manifest things in the three-dimensional world. So it's like almost like, it's interesting because I feel like there was a reading not long ago, which I will link, where this King of Wands was like presiding over, you know, the reading. Like he wasn't necessarily getting involved, but he was kind of watching over and making sure things went okay, you know. And then we have at the bottom of the deck, the Tower, you know. So some big jolt of awareness is happening, some climax, you know, and everything's changing, you know. So, so an example that like happened to me, because I was talking about in the last reading, how, you know, you have to come into, you know, alignment with the cycles of the larger world. And like, you know, I had this vegan cheese company, and it was really sad that like, you know, the timing had to line up where I just had to like choose another path, you know. And so I was really sad about it, but also just like knowing that you have to have reverence for the larger forces in the world. And like, you know, if it's not your moment, it's not your moment, you know. And so I've been like, this is the Hermit card, which is the Virgo card, which, you know, it is the full moon in Virgo, and I am a Virgo, you know, but this is kind of going on a spiritual quest where you've sort of withdrawn from society and you're like looking inward, you know, to learn your lesson, you know. So, and I've been doing that, so I've been kind of like really out of touch with reality, you know. And I've been going through all this stuff with my family because my father passed away, and I've just been completely withdrawn. And I talked to one of my friends yesterday and had no idea about anything that had happened, but he was just like, oh yeah, Expo West, which is like the big food expo for all food businesses where all deals happen and everyone comes from all over the world, like it got canceled this year because of coronavirus. And like here I was like being like all sad that I had to like kind of take a moment for myself and like step back from, you know, everything. And then it's just like, no, actually, because I was saying in yesterday's reading, sometimes there's power in recognizing that. And it's just like, yeah, actually, this is a really good year to step out. So it's not a bad thing, you know, if you're in alignment. Okay, so we've got the Three of Cups, the Five of Wands, and then we have the Ten of Pentacles. So this is pretty cool. So Three of Cups is sort of like a reunion card, you know, and it's a card of sort of like coming back into union with your tribe, you know. So this could be a community of people that you just really vibe with, or it could be a relationship, but it's just like when things come into sync that way, you know. So there could be some sort of reunion that's happening. However, we've got the Five of Wands, so there's like some resistance to it. So, you know, this could be a beautiful thing for some people, but not everyone's happy about it. Like there's some people that are like ticked off that this is happening, you know. But at the end of the day, it's like what's meant to be, because this is the beginning of a dynasty, you know. Like this is a foundation for a dynasty, you know, because this is abundance, family, like the whole everything, you know. So it's just like the divine feminine has just like co-created with the universe and like just sort of like let her desires be known, but then trusted whatever the outcome was going to be the best for all. But like something's happening right now where some big shift is happening, and like she's going to harvest some sort of reward. So it's just like perhaps there's some reunion online in the works for the divine feminine, and maybe there's somebody that's not very happy about it, but you know, she was co-creating with the universe and not she wasn't building a foundation on a toxic situation. She was co-creating. So she's built a stable foundation that you can build something on, which is really cool, you know? Okay, so I'm going to go to my Chinese wider rate and get some more energies about what's going down here, because this is really interesting, because there's been a lot of references to the dynasty thread that have been coming up this week too, you know, and the dynasty thread is like, oh my gosh. Kind of represented by this card, you know, this is the foundation for a dynasty. So we'll see where that goes, but I'm already seeing some very interesting, oh, all right, okay. So it looks like there's like a big shift that's in the works, you know, but it's kind of gonna be dramatic, and like not everyone's gonna be happy about it. That's for sure. Okay, one more card. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. So at the bottom of this deck, we have the Six of Swords. So this is like moving on from a bad situation to a better situation. So, you know, perhaps the source of this drama, you know, we're like moving on from. But we have the Seven of Cups. So this is a card of confusion, which, you know, this often goes along with a Tower moment, because, you know, it's a big shakeup and like people are like reeling, like not really knowing how to take it. But interestingly, we have the King of Pentacles. So this came up, I think, even in yesterday's reading, and this guy has been coming up a lot in this thread called Phoenix. And he was embroiled in some situation, you know, where he was kind of downtrodden, and there was this injustice that had befallen his divine partner, the Queen of Pentacles, who also has been coming up a lot in the Divine Feminine thread, if you've been following that thread. And so there was this injustice, and there was some truth that was going to be needing to be told in order to bring that right, you know, to make that right for his counterpart. And when he was able to do that, this is what's interesting. He was going to ascend, you know, and he was going to become an emperor. So then the Phoenix thread, which was his thread, was evolving into this dynasty thread. So this is the storyline that's been happening in the energetic realm for a really long time, you know, but it's interesting because it's been, you know, and then we have this Five of Swords, you know, so this kind of, you know, speaks to whatever this conflict is, you know, whoever, there's people who are not happy about this justice, like, you know, happening, and somebody's going to lose out because of it. And this is like a kind of like a final outcome where there's like losers that like, they're going to lose out, you know, this dynasty is going to be born, this new situation, but, you know, not everyone's coming along for the next era, you know, and they're not happy about it, you know, so dramatic. Okay, then we have the Four of Cups. So this is a card of like having all these options in front of you, and then there's one being offered to you, but you're either not seeing it, or you're not ready to take it, or you're just like resisting it, you know, so there's like this reunion that's in the works, you know, but it's causing all this confusion, and like because of that, like it's just like hanging in the air, but it's like, you know, there's resistance to it happening. Meanwhile, we've got this Knight of Wands. So this guy has been coming up a lot, and there was even a thread called like When Lightning Strikes a couple weeks ago with this guy, you know, and he's just kind of like this Don Juan like player guy. And, you know, he's really popular with the ladies, but not super reliable, you know. And so this is coming in under the King of Pentacles, because I feel like these two cards have, well, actually all three of these cards have been playing together. This trilogy has come up a bunch. So it's just like there's some bolt of awareness that's going to happen maybe to this player, Don Juan guy, and it's going to cause some sort of turmoil or conflict, you know. But like, at the end of the day, the Divine Feminine is going to harvest this abundance that's coming to her. And it's not because, you know, she's actively even like trying to like trigger some kind of loss for some other party, but it's just because it's just what's meant to be. Like, it's in the best interest of everyone involved. Like, it's just karma, you know, like, it's because it's what the universe had intended, you know. And so this reunion that, you know, is being resisted, this card is coming up again. So it's just sort of like, it's just meant to be. Like, somebody's going to be really ticked off that this is happening, but it's just what's meant to be. So you can't stop it, you know. So, oh my gosh, that's pretty climactic. And it, oh my gosh, wow. Okay, I'm pulling 3 more cards of guidance from Radiant Voice, Spirit Tarot, and OMG, this is crazy. Yeah, it looks like some big, oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So we got, this is crazy. So we got the Emperor, the 8 of Pentacles, and then we got the Ace of Swords. So it's just sort of like, what's interesting is, because I was telling you, this King of Pentacles has been going through some sort of spiritual lesson, you know, and like, but he was going to have to right some wrong, some injustice. And when he learned the spiritual lesson, he was going to ascend to the Emperor status, and that was going to be the foundation for a new dynasty. And so then the Emperor card falls out. So it's just like, OMG, like, this thing is going down, you know. And so then we have the this 8 of Pentacles. So this gets like the card of a craftsman, or an apprentice, or somebody who's like really working at something, you know. So whatever this is, it's kicking a lot of dust up in the air. So it's not going to be easy to move through this energy, because there's clearly people who are not happy about it. But it's like this player guy, King of Pentacles, like, he's going to have to like work hard to make whatever this is happen. But at the end of the day, you know, like, despite whoever being really not happy about this reunion happening, it's what's meant to be. Like, this dynasty is happening because that's just the truth, you know, and you can't stop it because it's just meant to be. So it's going to cause some conflict and chaos and major drama, but, you know, like, what's meant to be is meant to be. You can't stop it. So sounds like maybe the Divine Feminine is like actually having a reunion with her counterpart, like it's going down, you know, like, and it's like the Divine Feminine has been going through this spiritual lesson too, you know, and she's had to like heal these wounds and like, you know, step into her power and like, but something's happening. Like, this is crazy. Okay, so we got Isis, past life. This situation involves your past life memories. So, you know, this speaks to this whole reunion theme that keeps coming up. Like, it's like a reunion with either someone from a past life or, you know, someone that you knew before. But it's like the Divine Feminine is getting, you know, back in alignment with someone from the past. And then I'm going to pull one from this new deck that I got, Love Your Inner Goddess by Alana Fairchild, which I really love the artwork on this deck, and I really love the deck. But I just got it, so I don't really know the cards that well yet. But this Divine Badass, that's the card. Okay, so that's beautiful. All right, I'm going to read you the caption. for Divine Badass. I mean, look at this artwork. It's so cool. You may feel under pressure to conform, maybe to someone else's opinion or even to your own previous plans or ideas. Don't give your power to make choices away to another. Whether this is the choice of what you believe or how to behave, don't give away your power to the past if it will take you away from what you know to be true now. Even if it seems more difficult in the short term, trust that living what you know is true and right for you and the only way you can gain the happiness and fulfillment that you want and deserve. You are a beautiful, divine rebel, soul sister who rattles cages and rocks boats in the name of truth, love, and wisdom. You believe we need to create a world that takes care of all beings. You won't be talked out of what you know is true deep in your soul. You refuse to be put down or manipulated by anyone. You won't let fear or anyone else control you. You rebel against belief systems that put doubt in your mind and fear in your heart. You are your own person, and you know that trying to fit in is only for those who are afraid to stand out. You don't insult yourself by trying to be anyone other than your true self. You know, you don't need to be like anyone else. You're amazing and valuable just as you are. You can inspire others to overcome their fears just by believing in the truth of your heart and going after what you want with passion and confidence. You are a badass in a good way. Wow. So yeah, whatever it is, the resistance that you're encountering, don't let it hold you back, because this is what's meant to be, and this is your moment, so take it. That's the message. All right, talk to you soon.